Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Troy Clayton, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Navy is Warrant Officer Frankie Siska. We warmly welcome the family of Sergeant James Howe, whose story will be told shortly. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that support them. We also acknowledge the members of the RSL and Services Club Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland who are watching the ceremony broadcast around Australia. During the ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. Please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Sergeant James Victor Lee Howe, DCM and Bar MM. Popularly known as Jimmy, Victor James Lee Howe was born on the 6th of February 1895 in Dubbo, New South Wales, to Stephen and Eliza Lee Howe. He grew up in Wongarbargan and attended the public school where he was noted as a keen student who was popular amongst his teachers and peers. He left school at the age of 15 to help support his family, which he did by trapping and selling rabbits, working on sheep stations and helping local farmers during the wheat harvesting season. Following the outbreak of World War, Lee Howe enlisted to serve in the AIF on the 15th of January 1916. At 5'6" tall, he barely made the height requirements but was accepted. He was allotted to the 18th Reinforcement to the 13th Battalion and embarked from Sydney in early May aboard the transport ship Clan Magure. Lee Howe joined the 13th Battalion in France in early October. He took part in the attack on the Stormy Trench in Garda-Corps on the 5th of February 1917 and was wounded in the face and left hand. He rejoined the battalion in March and in early April was wounded for a second time, where during the 1st Battalion of Bula Corps, Lee Howe returned to the battalion towards the end of the month. He fought in Belgium in September and October and was promoted to Lance Corporal after his battalion was withdrawn. When the German Army launched its spring offensive at the end of March 1918, the 13th Battalion was involved in attempts to stop their advance. After heavy fighting against the Germans, Lee Howe was promoted to corporal. At the beginning of February, Lee Howe took part in the attack on Bohau. The 13th Battalion attacked the German trenches 12 times before capturing their objective and the field beyond. For this part in fighting, he was awarded a military medal. Lee Howe again distinguished himself on the 4th of July during an attack on Varheg Wood near Corby. He led a Lewis gun section in the leading wave of the attack, firing from the hip as he advanced to great effect. He engaged a German strongpoint which threatened to hold up the advancement, and a recruit suppressing fire followed a bombing section to flank the post and neutralise it with grenades. For this action and his leadership through the rest of the battle, he was awarded a Distinguished Conduct Medal. When Lee Howe went on leave in August, he was promoted to Sergeant. On the 18th of September, only days after returning, Lee Howe was involved in the attack near Levure. During the attack, Lee Howe and a party of 7 men got ahead of their company. As they continued to advance, they encountered a German machine gun post. Lee Howe immediately rushed the position, throwing a bomb as he did so. 3 of the machine gun crew were killed and the survivors were taken prisoner. Lee Howe and his men advanced to their objective, where more machine guns were encountered. Again, Lee Howe charged ahead to bomb and capture another crew, after which he and his men joined them in the German trench. Lee Howe led his men against the trench and saw another German machine gun post which was holding up after another battalion. Lee Howe climbed out of the trench and charged towards the enemy. As he did so, he was shot in the chest. As the rest of his men attacked, they heard him call out that he was wounded. He walked away towards the rear and was not seen by his battalion again. He was 23 years old. For his actions that day, he was awarded a bar to the Distinguished Conduct Medal. Lee Howe was regarded as an outstanding soldier, friendly, courageous, and an excellent leader. Following the end of the war, his name was listed on the Villers-Bretton Memorial to the Missing. Lee Howe's name is listed in the Roll of Honour on my right, along with more than 600 others from the First World War. This evening, his photo is displayed beside the pool of reflection. This, but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. Now we remember Sergeant James Victor Lee Howe, DCM and Bar MM, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub of Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this evening's last post ceremony. We'd like to thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial. Wish you all a very good night. Thank you.